Hey guys, how are we all? So, as you can tell, I've got a bit of a stinking cold right now, so please bear with me. It's not me talking weirdly, I just can't breathe through my nose at the minute too well. So I had quite a few messages recently on Instagram and Facebook about me going on to using Zwift. So, years and years and years I've been saying to people, no, I just, grin and bear the bad weather quite a lot and all this, and this year it actually turned quite nasty in the UK, and I decided, you know what, I've got a little bit of money in the bank, I'm actually going to get a setup where I can train at home as well. So I decided that I would get a smart turbo trainer and get onto Zwift. Just the record, I'm not associated with Zwift in any way. Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. No, I'm kidding. But I'm not associated with them in any way. So this isn't like an advert, this isn't a promotion for them. Same with the people that make my turbo, which I'll go into very shortly. So this is my, I guess what you call it is Pain Cave. I don't know, Pain Cave, is that the right one? So yeah, so this is it. This is where I do a lot of my training now, I guess. And I just want to show you how I'm doing my training and what my setup is. So the first thing I want to talk about is the bike. You thought I was going to the turbo then, didn't you? No, the bike. So this is my bike. This is the one I'm going to be using more than likely racing next year or something very similar. It is my Lynskey Titanium GR270. I used Lynskeys for years now, and I actually had a little bit of input into the design, well, not necessarily the design, but a little bit of input to a few extra features on this bike, which came from me using a GR260 for a while. So this is it. I'm running a GRX group set. That is a 1x, and as you can see, I've got a 42 on the back and a 42 on the front. So 1-for-1, great gear ratio there. WTB tyres, exposure 34s, that's probably what I'll be racing on next year, and Pro Discover bags, and Stealth Pro saddle. And this is my turbo, this is it, this is the Elite Zumo Smart Trainer. So, as you can see, I've got a massive cassette on that, powers onto the wall there, not too fancy, nothing too crazy. So, why did I choose an Elite Zumo? So, yeah, again, I'm not associated with Elite in any way, by all means, but what I was looking for out of a turbo was I wanted it to be direct drive. So, you're probably wondering what direct drive means. Direct drive means that this here is a replacement for your wheel. So, I didn't want a turbo where I had to put my wheel in, because then you get the issue of that you're going through your bearings, you're actually going through your tyres, you're putting wear on your wheel when actually you don't want to when you're training at home. So if you can minimise wear on your components, then they'll last you a lot longer when racing and when you're out on the road as well. So always bear that in mind. So I went for a direct drive. It cost me £430 from a Halfords near me. It does the automatic ERG, which is the adjustment of the resistance while you're riding on things like Zwift and so forth. It ticked all the boxes for me. I'm not a rich man, so for me to go out and spend 1,000, 1,200 on like, let's say a Tax Neo or something just isn't really affordable for me. So this one, like I said, was 430 quid. I'm very impressed with it. I've had it like a week and a half now. I love it, actually. It's really good. It's pretty quiet as well. I will give you a quick demonstration of how quiet it is. You're going to have to bear with me. Hopefully I won't fall off my bike here. So, it's really quiet in this room at the minute. You can hear it. So, as you can see, this room, so it's not too noisy. Providing you've got a clean drivetrain, it's actually pretty quiet. And then obviously, normally I'm listening to music as well, so I don't really mind what it sounds like. My missus doesn't moan when she's downstairs watching a film, so that's a good thing as well. So, this is my view from the actual trainer itself. I don't normally train in jeans, can't lie on that one. And then in front of there, I've got my laptop with Zwift on there. As you can see, I do need to actually buy the proper version of this, because I've been on the trial for a week. So, another thing I want to mention just quickly is a sweat there. Really recommend that. If not, you're going to ruin your carpet. So yeah, so I've gone onto Zwift. I've used it for a while. I'll just let that slow down and stop. I've used it for probably about a week and a half now. And I love it. It's so much fun actually. You end up being a bit more competitive. But the reason why I wanted to go on to actually riding indoor was to add a bit more structure. So my coach turned cycling Neil can see my wattage, he can see my heart rate, and he can actually make it so much more tailored to me, so when I come into racing next season it'll be a lot better. On top of that, so normally I'd use a spin bike if I wanted to be indoor, but you're not getting the same feel from your own saddle, your own bike and things like that. So this was another reason why I wanted to be at home riding a turbo and kind of being able to get used to my own bike without being on the road. Obviously I want to do as much road riding as I can, but sometimes when it's, you know, minus temperatures, below maybe 3 degrees, it's just a little bit too cold, and you've got to think about the structure that you're putting into your training, because if you've got no structure, then you're going to come into next year not as fit and with niggles and problems. So I highly recommend going for an indoor setup. So obviously let's discount the actual price of the bike, but that was $430, the turbo, and then literally the laptop was just my usual laptop I use for making these videos, for, you know, vlogging and things like that, and obviously the bike is my bike. So actually there's not loads of add-on stuff. Zwift does have a subscription which I think is about £15 a month, but that's worth it. It's a lot of training programs and it's nice, it's interactive. You'd probably spend that on coffee each month if you were going out, you know, 4 or 5 times in that month. So always put into context how much it's actually costing you. I see I'm using a laptop, like I say, a lot of people plug their laptop into a TV or use Apple TV to do that. I'm not doing that yet, I'm just quite happy with the laptop to be brutally honest. But yeah, so this is my setup, very simple, very effective. I'm right near a window as well, so I can get good ventilation. I could use a bigger fan, I do appreciate that, you got a towel there, because you do sweat so much indoor. But if you got any questions guys, please ask. I will do a review on the turbo once I've had a little bit more time to play with it, because I don't really feel like right doing a review after just a simple week. So yeah, so any questions, please let me know. I will start doing some videos about some Zwift races I do and some tests they do on there, like the FTP test, but until that time, we'll probably just see how we go and let me get used to it and get over this bloody cold I've got. As you can tell, I still sound pretty awful. But yeah, that is everything guys. Woo!